The coronavirus pandemic continues to impact almost every aspect of our lives.
Pam Jahnke is back with us today on Live at 4 to talk about how things are going in the agriculture world. And we'll also talk about the impact of some county fairs being canceled. There was news on that today. Hi, Pam. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys, too. Thanks for having me.
Let's start first with what the governor did. He announced a new program that will support farmers during the pandemic, and it's a $50 million investment to provide direct payments to Wisconsin farmers. How will that work?
So I just got off the phone with Randy Romansky, our interim Secretary of Agriculture. That $50 million is exactly what more than 20 of our agriculture groups, commodity groups, farm organizations had asked the governor for, pending what we didn't know about the CARES Act. So he's giving them all of what they've requested. Now, this is going to be unique. I've already had all over my Facebook page and that saying, it's going to be first come, first serve. This is completely different. This is going to be managed by the state of Wisconsin. Romansky said they're working not only as a group collectively with all those associations and organizations, they're also working with the Department of Revenue to try to come up with a clear definition of what a farm is. So if you've got a pole shed, you may not qualify. So they're working very hard to make sure that the money gets to the right place. And it's going to cover all of agriculture. That includes even our specialty crops, the cranberries, the ginseng, things like that. So remember, Wisconsin, part of what makes Wisconsin agriculture so great is our diversity. He does expect that they're going to be able to come up with some of the guidelines and start rolling things out as soon as next week. So he's going to be a busy fella going forward with that $50 million. Plus, the governor also announced $15 million that's going towards feeding initiatives, food initiatives, and that's basically pairing Wisconsin companies with Wisconsin products that can get to Wisconsin food banks to serve those Wisconsinites that need it. So that too might be a little bit of a help when it comes to our distribution supply chain situation.
If I'm a farmer watching this right now, do I have to do anything at this point to take part of that money?
Not right now, no. What you will want to be aware of, though, is starting next week, see, we get these programs goofed up. Next week, a federal program will be starting to be administered through the Farm Service Agency. Believe me, your county Farm Service Agency office will get in touch with you when they need information from you. And that, again, is a part of the federal side of the CARES Act. But as of the state money, that $50 million money, right now, there's nothing you can do. Just wait, and we'll keep you posted on when any enrollment is necessary.
Well, but hopefully those payments will come soon, as soon as possible. Okay, there was some big news today. Another county fair, unfortunately, is canceled for 2020. Tell us about that.
Yeah, and that's really blowing up on my social media as well. And that's because there's so many kids that have invested a lot of time and energy in all of their projects. And now here we are just getting ready to start June when they'd be putting the final finishing touches on some of that. And it is an investment. There's a lot of parents and kids that are speaking out and saying, you know, they invested in the animals and they want to still be able to show the animals and potentially sell the animals. Right now, county fairs are scampering to see if they can come up with some kind of backup plan, a virtual plan. Do they limit just who can come to the fairgrounds and possibly still have kids engaged? One point that was made by Columbia County, who announced that they were canceling their event today, is the liability that the fairs themselves hold. There is really no liability insurance that will cover a fair in this kind of situation. And many of our county fairs are not, they don't own the grounds that they use for the county fair. So again, this is a risk situation that if something happened unforeseen, those county fairs could literally be bankrupt if they go forward. So it is really difficult for them. And every one of them, I'm sure, toiled over this. Now, on the flip side, I have heard Lafayette County Fair is still going forward as of today, and Outagamie County Fair up in northeast Wisconsin also wanting people to know that they are going forward. But again, I want to stress to people, it's as of today. I love the weather outside. I'm feeling just like you. I want to break out and get ready for Memorial Weekend. But if for some reason there is another event or another spike in regard cases, these county fairs are definitely possibly going to readjust their plans. Lodi Fair announced last night, one of the oldest fairs in the state, that they are not going to go forward. Stoughton Fair had previously canceled. Sauk County Fair previously canceled. The Dane County Fair done. So, and we're still waiting on other fairs like the Jefferson County Fair to make their final verdict.
A lot of disappointed young farmers and kids out there.
Work.
It's a bummer. You know, I was in their shoes. It is a bummer.
Yeah.
It is a bummer.
As you say, it's a day-by-day situation at this point, and we'll keep an eye on things. Thanks for keeping us up to date, Pam. We'll check in very soon.